everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Friday, May 25th, 2018. Now before I get started, I just have, I think it's two, right? Two announcements. The first one is my webinar I'm doing in June 2018, coming up on Monday, May 28th, this next Monday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're interested in joining me, it will be at 4 p.m. Pacific Time and 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested, and we're going to talk about what's going on this month. I know I've talked a lot about, especially in a live video I did last night on Facebook, I talked a lot about Mars and Venus on the South Node, so you're going to get more of that from me in my webinar, but we'll also talk a lot about Neptune going retrograde, what that means, what you're kind of working out inside. Neptune retrograde can bring some inner soul searching, especially in Pisces, that may occur, as well as Venus making some squares to Uranus, so maybe not so great for relationships this month, even though we may have to go along with what the other people in our life want, even if it doesn't feel too comfortable. So definitely a lot of interesting things going on next month. Not quite what we're used to as well. Maybe having to let some of our relationships take the lead, for better or for worse. Also, the second thing I want to mention, my webinar for last month, May 28th, it's on sale. Probably should have done it earlier. Still getting the hang of this selling stuff online thing. But my May webinar, it's on sale. If you would like to view that, download that, especially now that the month is half over, to review it. Sometimes I find that it helps me to go back over my month in retrospect to see what happened, how it added up, to make sense of things. So if that's something you're interested in, also at the link down below, you can see my upcoming webinar and also the webinar I did for this month that we currently are in. All right? Yeah, hope I got the announcements in that I needed. Now, for your horoscope today, we've got the moon in Libra for all of the day. And the moon in Libra brings our attention to relationships, working with the other people in our life, trying to find the balance in our life as well, maybe after we've done some work. And also judging our progress so far to see whether or not we've made progress in the right ways, where we need to go from here, who can help us to accomplish some of the things that it is that we want and need, and how we can kind of bring it all together. Okay, so that's what's going on. The interesting thing about this moon in Libra is that it is not making any aspects till 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So it's really not doing anything until the nighttime. So we're just kind of hanging, okay, until 4 p.m. And at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon actually comes into a hard aspect. It squares Pluto. And what that could bring at that time is perhaps some scary, uncomfortable feelings that do come up. Always with Pluto, you'll get subconscious feelings, maybe insecurities, fears hidden beneath the surface, maybe that need to be addressed. With Pluto and Capricorn, it could be about where it is that you see your life going. Some uncomfortable feelings about the direction your life is going in. Not too sure. Do I like what's happening with my life? Do I like the direction I'm putting it in? With the moon in Libra, with relationships as well, maybe some things come up with relationships. Maybe there are some deep uncomfortable feelings that come up about your life, where your life is going, that you then need to talk to the other people about, or try to figure out how to bring the people in your life on board with you in this direction based on these feelings that could come in. Maybe as well with Pluto, maybe there are some more changes you need to make to where you see your life going so that you can move forward better with other people, with the right people on board with you with this moon in Libra. Maybe needing to make some changes to where you see your life going so that you can move forward in a more balanced way with Libra as well. Doing more of what you need to do to make things better now that you've had time in Libra to judge some of your progress so far. Okay, so that's what could come in around 4 p.m. with this square here. Maybe some intense feelings about your life, where it's going, who you're doing it with, who you're doing life with. Maybe needing to make some changes in relationships, or some changes to some of your plans about where your life is going so you can do them better. That may require a little bit of an uncomfortable adjustment. Okay, so that's what's going on today. That's it, 4 p.m. The next aspect won't really happen until tomorrow, and that will be 8 a.m. Mountain Time. And that's going to be when the moon's going to leave Libra and going to enter Scorpio. And the moon isn't in a good spot in Scorpio because the moon likes to be in Taurus. So that could definitely continue from tomorrow night and into the next, from today, tonight, and into the next day. Could definitely bring up some really deep feelings beneath the surface that need to be addressed, that I think this square to Pluto at 4 p.m. is kicking off here. Really a time the next few days or so of intense soul searching, figuring out what you really want, what's really important to you, maybe some changes coming up, or you realizing things from the depth of your soul that for some reason didn't make themselves known to you earlier, that you're now having to figure out how to incorporate into your life and make them better. Okay, there could be some unexpected things that do come in. Again, this is tomorrow now that we're talking, around 8 a.m. because right after the moon enters Scorpio, it is going to oppose Uranus and going to trine Mars. Okay, so there could be some unexpected things here when the moon enters Scorpio tomorrow morning that do come in, an unexpected change in some way, an unexpected financial expense now with Uranus and Taurus coming in that may change your relationships, how you work with people, how you feel about your life. All right, and needing maybe to just prepare for some deep feelings to come in the next few days. All right, I think we are going to be feeling these things. What is it? Oh yeah, it's going to square Mars and not trine it. I think the reason we're feeling these things is to try to figure out how we can do more in life of what we want, bring more of our heart and soul into our life now that a lot has changed, how we can begin to hopefully grow deeper into a life that we really like. And I think that's what we're starting or trying to figure out today with this moon square Pluto, the Scorpio moon that may happen, is what do we really, really want? What do we really desire? If this is a life that we're going to be stuck with for at least a few months with Mars on the South Node, which I talk about in my June, which I'm going to talk about in my June webinar. If this is a life we're going to be stuck with for a few months at least, do I like this? Do I not like this? What changes do I need to make in order to make it better, to work with other people, to have more of a situation that really resonates with me authentically, that's going to come in the next few days, okay? So that's what I see going on, even though we may not feel that start to come in until the nighttime. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That was simple. Yeah. Moon in Scorpio. When was it there last? I guess it was there last about a month ago. And then of course it's preparing for the full moon. I still need to do your full moon reports. I'm sorry I'm so late on those. I need to get better at doing them sooner, but we got a full moon coming in Sagittarius soon that we're building up to. What else? Stuff going on in the background. We do have the sun here in Gemini, still in a trine with Mars. So again, lots of mental thought, mental activity, things going on in the mind, thinking things over, needing to think about your future. It's okay if you don't quite know where things in your life are going to go yet, or where all the pieces are going to fall. Okay, we're going to be working that out over the next few months, but it doesn't hurt to think about it and to consider your possibilities so that you can start to put things together in your mind and see which one you like better, which one you don't like better, which one's more realistic, to try to add things up. Okay, even if you do pick some kind of vision for your future, things could still come up later on unexpectedly, but I don't know. I think it doesn't hurt. My Gemini thinks it doesn't hurt to do thought experiments, and maybe even the thought experiment itself can yield some interesting insights about what you really want, what you don't want, especially with this Pluto moon, that can help you refine your plans moving forward, or maybe make steps to do more of what you want and to grow deeper now in this life that we're starting to step into. Okay, while that's going on, right, and I think thinking about your future can help, because both the sun and Mars are going to make a sextile to Chiron, so they can help you to figure out who you are, who you may become, your identity with Chiron and Aries, and how maybe you can do things better, if not now, then later. Also, we do have Mars still in a square with Uranus, so perhaps some unexpected things that could come up as well. Unexpected things with money, unexpected things with your confidence, your talents. Maybe your confidence could be shaken a little bit in some way with Uranus here in Taurus, but I think really needing to try to envision the best future possible for yourself given the circumstances that will help you perhaps to overcome some of your nervousness, anxiousness that can come in with the Mars in a square with Uranus, to hopefully see the higher perspective and to rise above perhaps anything on the surface that may be going on that may not feel quite right. Okay, also we do have Mercury as well in a trine with Pluto. Oops. Mercury in a trine with Pluto. So that has a lot to do with communication and thinking. Maybe there being some negotiations that occur right now with other people in your life. Conversations about money, conversations about what your relationships look like, about how you share time and resources as well, that can come in with Mercury in a trine to Pluto. I don't know if there are like necessarily any huge decisions. Well, there may be. Maybe there may be. I think so. I was like, there could be some decisions here being made about relationships. I'll mention that now with Venus coming into an opposition here with Saturn. Maybe there are some restrictions in relationships, feeling restricted by other people, and maybe that's why you're having some of these negotiations. Trying to figure out, because you feel restricted with money and with relationships, maybe you're trying to either talk to other people or to work out in your own mind how you need to organize your finances, change things up a little bit so that you can start to work better with your resources and with the people in your life to do more of what you want. So I think that might be what's coming in with the Mercury trine Pluto while Venus is in an opposition with Saturn. Maybe also, again, when it comes to relationships, having to make choices. That's why I said decisions. Again, choices about who's in your life, who isn't in your life, how you spend your money, on what things do you spend your money, so that you can start to put your life here with Saturn in the 10th in a direction that you like better, feeling hopefully that your resources are more in order. Okay. So I see that happening. What else do I want to mention? Even as well with Mercury in a trine with Pluto, changing your perspective, changing the way that you think about things, and about where you think about where your life is going to, I think would be very important. And maybe the last thing I'll mention here is Jupiter in a trine with Neptune. Oops. Jupiter in a trine with Neptune too, I think helping you to get more in touch with what you want, especially with the moon coming over here. I think you really are trying to figure out now with this Pluto moon tonight and tomorrow, get more in touch with what you want, with what you need to really start to overcome the past, to settle into a life we've been creating since the beginning of this year. And it could be a little bit hard as we figure out what we really want on the inside with this Jupiter trine Neptune. Perhaps we realize that there are choices that we need to make about our relationships, about our money, or we need to rearrange these things in order to start to feel better now that we are stepping into a life that we have been working towards for some time and trying to get more comfortable with it on the inside. Okay, so that's what I'll leave with you there. I'll make it kind of a short one today, but thank you for all of your comments, for those who said that you liked my longer videos. I appreciate that. Now for your card, the King of Cups reversed. This is one of emotional control. The King of Cups, well, when it's upright, it's one of emotional control. The King of Cups knows what he feels, and he knows how to handle his emotions. He's not surprised by his feelings. They come, they go, he deals with them, and he understands that. He also, I would say, is good at helping perhaps other people, giving other people advice sometimes with the Kings, on helping other people deal with their feelings. When it's reversed though, your emotions are everywhere. Emotional control is hard. Big mood swings. Something happens and your moods are up here. Then something else happens, moods are down here. It's hard to find that control and that balance, and I think this King is saying you need to today, which may be hard with the squares to Pluto and with this Pluto moon, because Pluto brings up crazy moods. It brings up like tons of like subconscious stuff, and I think this card is saying you have to be okay with the highs and the lows, or try to minimize the highs and the lows. You know, life will be good sometimes and life will be bad. You gotta take the good with the bad. You have to try to make the best out of your situation. Maybe that's what's going on with this King. Is he's saying, you know what, I will have good times in my life and I will have bad times, and I will meet them still the same. And I will make them bend to my will and to my emotions. And I will find a way to make any situation that comes to me turn out for the best, because I have control over my emotions. And yeah, and I think that emotional control helps the King instead turn perhaps even the most negative events to his favor, because he doesn't let his feelings get the best of him. So yeah, I don't know. Don't let your feelings get the best of you, I would say with this card. Okay, so that's what I'll leave you with today. I just did a lot of talking. I did the Facebook Live. I was like, my throat's feeling a little bit. So I'm gonna cut it there, and hope I wasn't talking crazy. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.